reality star from A Big Fat American Gypsy Wedding, and also she is Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment wrestler, and she's the first ever Gypsy wrestler. Welcome, Priscilla, to the show.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. Just,
how are you feeling?
Shopping.
I know you have been under the weather lately.
Yes, I did not move out of bed last week. I missed all my training sessions, and it was just a horrible week. But I'm actually feeling a lot better now. So I tried the Tamiflu, that new flu medication, and it cleared me right up. So I'm good.
That's great.
Oh, great.
I know that you were on My Big Fat American Gypsy Wedding. Can you tell everyone about the Gypsy race?
Well, originally, I went on the show to get us out there for being a race, because most people, when they hear the term gypsy, they think fairy tale creature or some kind of stereotypical nonsense that they've heard from, just storytelling and, and people don't realize that it's a race. It's a culture, and it's a race like black or white or Asian or any other race. And that was my point for getting on the show, was to just get it out that we're not just this made-up fantasy. We're actual, normal people like everybody else, and the show pretty much took that concept and turned it into a joke. And everything that I was fighting to get out there, they ruined. And now it's like starting from scratch, because now they think that we're all crazy.
Right. Well, I wanted to ask you, I know that, you dress up and you wear fancy, dresses and glitter and all kinds of, makeup and pretty hair and all that stuff. How important is that to the lifestyle, or is that just something personal?
Really, in actuality, we don't wear all those crazy-looking wedding dresses. I mean, half the time we don't even have huge weddings. We have very small, intimate weddings most of the time. The whole thing about the big dresses is all pretty much a bunch of made-up BS, really. I hate to be blunt, but over in England, the gypsies over there, they believe in having the big dresses and the big, extravagant weddings. But over here, we're more modernized, and we don't do all that. Really, we dress with the bling and everything, because we believe as long as you're wearing some kind of jewelry or bling, it always means that you're doing good, that you're well off, that you have money. And it's just a thing that's passed down from generation. And plus, it just falls into our taste in clothes, what we think is pretty. Just like some of the, over in, the Arabian people, they like to dress up in the jewels and the big, the beautiful tapestries and scarves and things. And that's what they think is attractive. That's what they think is beautiful. Just like we think showing skin and having lots of bling on is very beautiful and attractive. It's just what our taste is, really.
Oh, okay.
How many years have you been playing the piano?
Oh, sorry. Probably about 5 or 6 years. So, I'm self-taught, so nothing major.
Okay.
Yeah,
and,
I'm not no Mozart. Go ahead.
Is it true you were on The Walking Dead? Is that what I heard?
Yeah. Actually, people actually took that, and they stretched it out a bit. I actually was just, me and my friends were actually just called up and told, hey, they're doing some casting calls for just some background workers for The Walking Dead, and, I said, why not? Because I live not too far from where they filmed The Walking Dead. And basically just rode up there, and I got to be an extra in some of the scenes. I actually don't even watch The Walking Dead. But, I just got to be an extra, and it was just a lot of fun, and nothing really major. But it was a lot of fun. I got to meet a lot of people and, introduce myself to some people. So who knows, that might go somewhere.
I listened to your YouTube video of you singing Lady Gaga, You and I. You did really good. Have you ever thought about making a music CD?
I actually have. Growing up as a child, I never liked wrestling. I was actually always wanted to be a singer. of some sort. Yeah, and I mean, honestly, those videos that you probably saw, they're very old. They're from like when I was 11, 12 years old, and I never really had the full-hearted passion for becoming a singer or an artist. I mean, of course, I would love to make albums, and I would love to even invest making a music video or two. I would love to do that just for the hobby part of it. But as far as a career goes, I never really had a passion until wrestling came about. So that's what I'm working on.
Okay.
And so when did you decide to get into the pro wrestling business?
Let's see. I think it was three years ago. Yeah, I think 3 years ago. My brother, we had never even watched wrestling. I never cared for it whatsoever my whole life. Didn't even really know what it was. But 3 years ago, my brother had picked up an Undertaker action figure, and he had to take this thing with him everywhere. And we didn't even know what its name was. We just knew it was some kind of doll that my brother had picked up at some store, and he was obsessed with it. Well, I did a little research, and that Christmas, I went out and I bought him the 20-0 DVD set, and he and I fell in love with something that me and him never really knew anything about. And it was love at first sight, and we had just moved at the same time. So at the time, we didn't have cable yet, and we watched the 20-0 DVD set for a couple weeks straight. But then after we got the cable on and everything, we started with Monday Night Raw, and a couple months later, we actually took him to a Monday Night Raw, and it literally just turned into this love that me and him both had. And a year later, we had his birthday party at one of the wrestling facilities over towards Locust Grove, and they asked, one of the guys there, the promoter there, he asked me, how old are you? And he's like, do you like wrestling? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, do you want to be a wrestler? And I'm like, well, I mean, I don't know, because I've always been this dainty little shy, quiet girl. I was like, I don't know about that. Well, anyways, long story short, next week I showed up for my tryouts, and here I am today, still going at it and more passionate about it than I've ever been with anything else.
Wow. Well, speaking of the Undertaker, I got to ask you. I know that you've met the Undertaker. You and Miles have. How was that to meet the Undertaker in person?
Well, I mean, we honestly didn't get like a whole meeting and actually getting to talk. But I mean, I never actually got to talk to him. It was like really sucky. It was at WrestleMania last year, and there were so many people, and it was so crowded. I honestly did not even get the chance to talk to him, and that breaks my heart, because with him being all over the place and so busy, and obviously not living in Georgia, it's not like it's going to be an easy thing to come by meeting the Undertaker again, for now at least. But but I always wanted to tell Undertaker when I meet him again. I do want to tell him that he is the reason that I'm here wrestling, and I'm doing what I'm doing today. So it's a sentimental thing, I think.
I know Miles is a great kid and everything, and I know he has a medical condition. I'm not quite sure what that is. Could you tell us about that and how that is, so we know more about that?
My brother about 4 years ago was diagnosed with high functional autism, ADHD, OCD, and ODD. And basically he is the most intelligent kid I know. Which he does have ADHD, so he's very, hyper, and he's very exciting, but he is the most lovable, energetic, smart kid you will ever meet in your life. And like I said, he's got OCD, which is a compulsive disorder where they become compulsive about things. Well, that's what happened with wrestling, and he became compulsive with taking that Undertaker everywhere, and like I said, that's what started it all. So it's really like if it wasn't for my brother, nothing would have ever happened.
Well, did Miles get his birthday card in the mail yet, or has that not come yet?
Not yet. Which we've been out all day today. But no, I haven't received it yet. Probably tomorrow.
Okay. I wanted to ask you now. I may be wrong on this, and I may be right, but you can correct me on this. But I read that you can you tell everyone about your Gypsy cosmetic line you have? I think that's correct. You have your own Gypsy cosmetic line?
Like dating line?
No, Gypsy cosmetic line. You know, like
cosmetic line.
Makeup and eyelashes, all that.
Honestly, I love makeup, and like if I couldn't wrestle, I would probably become a makeup artist. So that doesn't exist yet, but of course, if I make it big, that'll probably be the first thing I come out with is some sort of makeup line or beauty product. But no, that doesn't exist yet. But that's a good idea.
Okay, because the reason I asked that is because I've seen somewhere where you said to go to a website and enter Gypsy something or Priscilla Kelly to get a certain discount on the Gypsy cosmetic line or something like that.
No.
I asked the question.
No, it's actually this little thing that I get once a month. It's like a sample of all kinds of beauty products, and I get
Okay. Well, that explains it then. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I know you're in great shape. What do you do to keep yourself physically fit and all that? I know you always look model ready, as far as I'm concerned. So.
Well, thank you, but I actually I do a very simple workout. I have a high metabolism. I've always been very thin my whole life. But honestly, though, I'm just constant snacker. I keep snacking all the time, and I think I read somewhere that actually people that snack constantly, it keeps their metabolism nonstop running. So it's I don't know, it's like a metabolism thing. But as of right now, I'm just doing very light workouts, nothing serious. Although I did bench 75, 30 reps last summer, so I'm kind of proud of that.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. Fans, I want to let you know, if you want to call in and talk to Priscilla Kelly, call in at 773-897-6289 and press 1, and we'll get you on to ask Priscilla a question. How much preparation and time goes into preparing for your wrestling promos? Because I've seen a couple of your promos on YouTube about, it seems like there's a lot of drama, a lot of preparation into it, and I love the last part where you take the glitter and just blow it out of your hand. I mean, so how much preparation and how much time goes into preparing for that?
Really, most of my promos are just on the spot. It's like I'm feeling it and I'm in the mood and I'm like, you know what, grab the camera, let's film a promo, and I just go at it. I take emotion and I take just that raw energy and I put it into just a quick little film and make of it what I can, and it's really mostly on the spot when it comes to my promos and stuff.
That's awesome.
No, I know before you worked as a heel at another promotion, and I didn't think you liked that too much. Is that true? You'd rather be a face than a heel?
At the time, I absolutely loved being a heel. Because I feel like it's really easy to be a heel, in my opinion. But, it's easy to make people hate you, and people hated me. In my eyes, that was a good thing, but the thing is I would have girls and women trying to fight their way through security to kill me at shows.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, it was pretty rough. I don't know really why. All I had to do was give them a look, and people would just go nuts. And I think I'm a female. I come off a bitch to other females. That's any person. until they get to know me, of course, personally. But when it came down to those shows, I was the meanest girl you ever met in your life.
Wow. What do you prefer better, acting, managing, or wrestling?
Well, here soon I'm actually going to be wrestling full time, mostly. Maybe managing. I'm working with Chip Day right now, managing him. So I mean, when I'm not wrestling, I'll probably be managing him, or it's whatever I'm called to do, really. But eventually, yeah, I do want to wrestle full time, and that is my ultimate goal. So.
That's awesome. That's great to know, to know what you want to do in life and set your mind to it and go for it.
Yeah.
I know you have a relationship with Luke Gallows. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Really, him and Amber O'Neil, they've been sort of mentoring me, with me being very new. Of course, I needed to be under someone's wing to be just kind of watched after and told what's right and what's wrong and who's who and what's what. And, that's really just what Luke and Amber are for, and they're just great. And they're just so sweet. And Amber's become like family, and so is Luke. And, it's just like anytime I need advice, I know they're there for anything that I could ever ask them. And just really the sweetest, most humble, down-to-earth people you'll ever meet in your life.
Who would you say is your favorite WWE diva and TNA knockout at this time?
At this time, oh geez, I like Paige and AJ right now. WWE. I mean, everybody likes Paige and AJ, but I mean, they're good. And in my opinion, Paige has been doing this for a very long time. In Shimmer and everything, and NXT, and her mother even. So there's a lot of experience behind her, and AJ as well. AJ, AJ's just she's been in the WWE for I forget how many years, but as of right now, I think she's great. And TNA wise, I'm a big Gail Kim fan right now. It's something about seeing that the tinier women can be just as powerful.
I have to agree with that. I want to ask you. You brought that up. I want to ask you, how does it feel to be the first ever Gypsy wrestler that's actually come out and said, "Hey, I'm a Gypsy wrestler, and that's what I'm all about. It's not just a character; it's my life." How does that feel?
Well, like I said, nobody really even knows what a gypsy is, so I think the fact that I can promote myself as a gypsy wrestler, I think it'll make people be interested, like, what's a gypsy? What is this? Is this gimmick work, or is this for real? And it gives me a chance to actually try again and get it out there that I'm a human being. I'm not a fairy tale creature or some kind of made-up word to make me look special out there in the ring. And on top of that, gypsies typically, especially women, we don't get jobs. We don't get careers. We don't do any of that. We stay home. We cook. We clean. We get married. And we live basically lives of a housewife and a mother. And, not that that's a bad thing, because that's what we want to do, most of them, because we don't have to work. Our husbands work for us. But it's very different, because this isn't nowhere near typically what the average gypsy would do, especially around all these guys and all these locker rooms. And it's sort of a controversial thing, but, it started out, everybody was really, kind of weirded out and, didn't really speak to me a little bit for it. But as of right now, everybody in my community and culture, they're kind of just, they're like, you know what, this girl's doing something really different. And they're all kind of starting to support me a lot now, and it's great.
I think that's awesome. I want to right now take a caller. We have a caller online right now. I'm going to take caller number 404. You're on the air with Priscilla Kelly.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Priscilla. It's really nice to speak with you.
Oh, you too.
Wonderful. I just want to say congratulations on your wrestling and your career. And I think it's very brave, stepping out and being, the first one of your culture to do something. I kind of definitely feel the same way. I'm like the only person in my family that's married, and I've been married for 5 years. So it's definitely brave to step out and do something. Um, and you're the only one in your family doing it. So congratulations. And I also
Thank
have a
you so
question
much.
for you. You're welcome.
Sure.
And I also have a question for you. Are you married or engaged?
No, I get asked this a lot. It's actually a question that I need to, answer publicly anyways. I'm not engaged and I'm not married. Like I was saying earlier, TLC definitely took something that was nothing and stretched it to its ultimate goals and limits. I actually wasn't even engaged. I was actually, it was more of a promise ring on the show in the second season, if that's what maybe you're thinking of. Because I was pronounced engaged on the show, but originally it was a promise ring, nothing more. But no, I'm not engaged and I'm not married, and actually right now I'm not even wanting to get married really. I'm just I mean, it's so much more fun enjoying life, and I've got my whole life to get married, and I realized that.
Well, Priscilla, we've spoken on Facebook a couple of times. If you remember, I asked you, if you knew why travelers and African Americans weren't closer, because some travelers were brought to America as slaves, that I hear, and excuse me, I just wanted to know why we weren't closer, because our 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 families are kind of the same. You know what I mean? So, so definitely. So that is wonderful to speak with you, and good luck on everything that you're trying to do.
Oh, you too. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, honey. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you for your call.
No problem.
Hello.
Okay.
I know that
Go ahead, Harold.
Priscilla. I know that you've had some not so flattering comments at times. How do you respond to those type people?
Well, since I was a very young girl, I've dealt with a lot of hate and a lot of drama before I even did my Big Fat American Gypsy wedding. I had a lot of hate, a lot of drama, just for no reason. Gypsies can be very judgmental at times.
Right.
Depending on, everybody's different, and there's good and bad in everybody, but they can also be very judgmental people. And, where we live such strict, high moral lives, every little thing you do can be looked at almost as if you're under constant paparazzi. But, and, I honestly, I'm going to open up here and I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I went through a time in my life at a very young age where I didn't want to go outside. I didn't want to leave my bed. I was literally tortured mentally by the internet. I mean, people were going through extreme lengths of making hate pages and, calling me from block numbers, saying dirty things, and then hanging up in my face. I mean, it became to the point of it was just horrible. And I got through that point of my life, with, the help of my brother and, doing the show. It opened up a lot of different things for me. And then wrestling, once I started wrestling, every bit of that just kind of melted away. And I'm still getting hate from a lot of things. And TLC, they actually have a company that runs sort of a TMZ of the Gypsies page, and they're working on a website. And they decided to blast me and, grab screenshots of me getting in the ring and just wanted to pick and pick. And, I mean, honestly, right now, it does hurt deep down inside. There's points where they hit below the belt that does bother me, but I take every bit of it, and when I step into that ring, I take every bit of aggression, every bit of pain and suffering that I've went through for years, and I channel it into those moves, and I take all my aggression and I drop it at the ring, and it honestly makes me better, I think.
Well, thanks for answering that.
I wanna ask you, Priscilla. You know, you mentioned that and everything about gypsies and stuff. You know, I wanted to ask you if you could actually tell the listening audience what we discussed a couple months back about how the United States and here in the United States they don't tell what's going on with gypsies over in Russia. If you could discuss that with the listening audience.
Well, from what I know, now I'm not a history teacher, but a lot of people don't know that when the Nazis were just torturing and killing all the Germans, they were also killing thousands and thousands of gypsies, and they were slaves, and the women were raped and abused. And I mean, people don't read that in their history books. Nobody's taught that the gypsies were killed and enslaved for years, not even by the Nazis only, but a lot of things like that were just happening. And from what I understand, there are some places over in other countries like Russia, so where it's still to this day gypsies are slaves, and they're the women are took advantage of, and it's just horrible. And I've heard a lot of different things from a lot of different people, just from like places around the world and stuff, where they actually know that we're a race in certain countries, and they still choose to throw us under the bus. Anytime a gypsy ever gets in trouble with the law or anything, it has been heard of that they will actually mark the people down in the archives as a gypsy, and they won't be allowed to be a trustee. There's good and bad in every race, and we're just normal people like everybody else. And the moment a gypsy gets in trouble, everybody wants to point fingers and call them gypsies. Like on a news website, online, a few of my cousins got in some trouble down in Florida. Nothing big, nothing bad. And they decided, this news station online decided to call us out as gypsies. And they decided to write under the post, somebody has to put these filthy gypsies to an end. And it's like, you can't say that about any other race, or there would be a lawsuit. There would be, people going crazy. There's people going crazy right now over, the different shootings and things going on. And it's like, people are constantly, every single day, making racial slurs towards gypsies, and you know what? Nobody's doing a single thing about it. And the moment that anybody tries to do something about it, a judge will laugh in their face, and that is the truth.
I don't think that's justice. I believe that we live in a country where it's freedom of speech, and I believe that every race is equal, and I don't think it's right that one race gets the pass and another race doesn't get the pass. I don't think that's the way that America should be. And I think they should acknowledge the gypsy race just like they do an African American race or Caucasian race or Hispanic race or any other race. And I just don't think that's right the way that they do justice in this country,
Yeah. Which, I'm sure you can imagine how it makes us feel. It makes us feel, itty bitty, like we don't exist on this earth, like we don't matter. And it's not. This is who we are.
That's not true. Everybody matters.
Or have to hide. It's like for years. This is why we have been such a secretive and just kind of under the table race, because we're scared that a lot of them are still to this day. Some people are very, very upset that I even did the show, because they're scared that if it gets out what we are to people, that people are gonna start all kinds of problems. Just a few months ago, over in England, they're tearing down all the gypsies' homes right in front of them because, they don't want gypsies on their land and things like that. You can actually go on Google where they, I forget the name of the park, but all the gypsies had their trailers parked out on this this property over in England, and they just tore down all their homes right in front of them, without any warning, and it's just really sad.
That is
nobody
horrible.
should have to live like that. That's not.
No, they shouldn't.
It's a constant fear. I mean, I was at a funeral the other day, and my aunt was, begging me. She's like, she's just like, please do not let them find out what we are. Don't let the funeral director and everything find out who we are, what we are. And it's like, why do we have to live like? Because she was scared that they would kick us out if they knew we were gypsies. And it's nothing.
Wow.
We haven't done anything wrong.
Exactly. That's not.
That is so stereotype. I mean, that's awful. I mean, it shouldn't be done like that.
Yeah, it really sucks.
Well, we didn't mean to cause any, grief or any heartache to you. We just we want to understand, and we want to know about these things.
Yeah. Well, I'm this is my point now, to try to get out there as much as I can so that I can put an end to all this slowly, one at a time, because there's, like I said, none of the gypsies are really wanting to speak out about any of this because they're scared, to be honest. And some people might get mad at me for that, but when it comes down to it, there's a fear there that we'll have our pride and everything taken from us, and I'm trying to be the one person to speak out. If I got to speak to one person at a time, eventually it'll get across.
This reminds me of the Indian nation, how how they were stripped of their land and pride and all that, and how they had the same thing. Sometimes you just have to stand up and speak out to say this is wrong. And so anyway, I commend you for your example of showing leadership in this.
Yeah, I think I have to commend you too. I mean, I think it's awesome what you're doing. I mean, letting people know that you're a gypsy, and letting people know about how the gypsy race is treated and how the gypsy culture is treated, and I think it's awesome. What you're doing, and I hope that you keep up the good work and everything. And speaking of that, I want to ask you, because we got about 3 or 4 minutes left on the show. I want to ask you real quick. I know that over in Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment, you're having a feud right now with Kiera. So has Team Priscilla Kelly actually wrestled Team Kiera yet, or has that not happened yet?
Well, it actually did. It happened in Temple. It was Team Priscilla Kelly, which was Marco Polo and Jeremy Foster with me in their corner, and Owen Knight and Zach and with Kiera in their corner. And we actually came out with a victory on that one. And I couldn't take it no more, and I jumped in there and I showed Kiera that you don't mess with the power of positivity. But I shut her down, and actually that feud is kind of over with. They've kind of moved on, and it's one of those things like I had my moment, and I showed her I'm not just this little girl that's just gonna let her sit and beat me up and basically bully me, and I shut her down. And after that, it's no more. And now I'm managing Chip Day, so it's a whole new chapter.
That's awesome.
Does AWE have a women's division and a women's champ?
Not yet.
Okay.
But
if they did, that would be something you would be interested in, right?
Oh, definitely. I'm actually once I start wrestling, which I'm ready to go now. It's just whenever the timing is right and everything. Whenever I start wrestling, I will be AWE's first official female wrestler, so to call their own,
Okay.
That'll be awesome, and we look very forward to seeing that. And we want to thank you for being on the show today, Priscilla, and taking time out of your busy schedule, because I know you're very busy and everything. I want to thank you for being a part of the Wrestling Lounge today. And do you have anything you want to promote before you get off the air?
Everybody can check me out on Instagram. The Priscilla Kelly is my Instagram username, and my Facebook page at Priscilla Lee Kelly, and my Twitter, Priscilla Kelly _. It's a lot to remember, but I'm mostly on my Instagram, so be Priscilla Kelly. That's pretty simple. So yeah, check me out on there.
Okay, well, thank you very much for being on, Priscilla.
Oh, you're welcome.
Take care.
Okay.
Tell your family
Bye-bye.
we said hi.
Yeah. And we said hi. Okay. I think she's already off.